Well, I want to go. Oh, wait.
I've decided not to wear my headphones.
Why?
Because your sister's fucking deaf. Jesus Christ, I nearly lost my brain when that music came on.
Sorry.
Can we turn headphones down a little bit?
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
It's on the dial. Number 2.
This one? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, that's too low, but yes.
Hello?
Yeah, they're good.
Is that
Good.
better?
Yes, Jesus criminy.
Well, you know what? We're just trying to live our lives, all right? We're not perfect. Welcome to the ugly truth. It's a Producer Deb episode, so now's your chance to fast forward.
You know, that joke's only funny the first 72 episodes
I will
I've been on.
always say that joke. Always.
Does that mean it's going to be about me or just that I'm on the show?
This is a hard time of year for parents who have school-aged children.
Yes.
Especially in the United States.
Back to school.
This is like the first official week has completed, which means all the supplies that you didn't realize you were going to need, first rounds of homework, God forbid they play an instrument or a sport. All that is now.
You know what the other thing that happens too is that, especially if you have multiple kids, some of it, like I hate to tell on them, but it's not a secret. My buddy Josh, the first week, 2 of them were on a different schedule than they ultimately will be, right?
Right.
Like one of them is in so little of a grade that they start out with kind of these half days-ish kind of things. And so he forgot a child.
Oh.
He forgot the little one.
I've done stuff like that. I mean, when you have
he was like, not forgot for hours, like for 10
you just
minutes
go, wait,
later.
what time?
Yeah.
And, the hours are so wacky.
Yeah.
And, God. And it's funny. People go, oh, don't you miss it? I'm like, I do not. I do not miss it. I was so present when they were doing it that I feel like I left it all.
Yeah.
I left it all in the field. There was never anything where I go, man, I really regret. I was very fortunate to be able to do what I did.
Yeah.
But
so were the kids.
Whatever. I don't give a shit about them. I'm saying for me that it was, I don't need to relive it. I don't miss it. I'll never forget this woman. She's like probably our mom's age at the time. And I had 4 of them with me at the grocery store. And she's like, one day you're going to look back and you're going to miss this. And I'm like, well, when will that be? And I don't miss it. I still don't miss it. Because I have no regrets. So it's fine. Anyway, with that being said, there's a lot going on and weekends are short during this time of year. So, but I have to say, I want to say something. This is hilarious. It's not hilarious, but it's a social media thing.
Okay.
So I'm kind of done with TikTok. I'm doing it. I'm watching, I'll scroll through it, but it's it's not as fun as it used to be. I feel like I've tried to change my algorithm a million times. I'm like, look, I want to see people falling down. I want to see people not making the Olympic team. Like those are the things that I look for. Comedians, anything funny is what I'm looking for on TikTok or any social media, to be fair. And I made the biggest mistake of my social media life. I didn't know it was a mistake at the time.
Did you search for something?
No.
Oh, okay.
So this thing came up of Keanu Reeves. Okay. It was like a meme. It wasn't a meme haha post, but it was a picture of Keanu Reeves and how he just does not age.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the way he looks when he's working, he hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
So I'm sure in real life he probably has gray hair and stuff, but when he's working, he looks the same. So I made a comment on it, something silly like, oh yeah, Gen X, we never age, ha ha, something stupid. And it was like so forgettable. I just didn't even think anything of it. That was probably 4 or 5 months ago that I did this.
Okay. Since
then, I shit you not, I have been inundated and flooded with Keanu Reeves spam accounts. Keanu Reeves is following you. Keanu Reeves is messaging me 10 times a day. Yeah. Those are just the ones that don't get filtered out.
Wow.
All because, hello, thanks for supporting me. Whatever. I really rely on, and I'm like, how did this happen? How did I make some flippant remark And now I am literally inundated with Keanu Reeves spam accounts. It's crazy.
Do you think it's because
crazy? And I'm like, what did I commented on or liked the wrong post?
Yeah, but
it was a fish account or something. It was obviously not just somebody being hilarious. And I'm like, when does this end?
Have you ever commented on any other like celebrity posts or anything?
No, I never do that because I just don't care enough.
Tell me, here's why I'm curious, right? Is because I wonder if specific to him, he is a don't give a shit, not social media, under the radar, off the grid kind of guy, right?
I have no idea.
That's what he's like as an actor, right? And I wonder if he just doesn't spend the kind of money that other actors do.
To clean up
that shit up. I'm just curious. That's why I said if you had commented on another one and didn't have that problem. And
listen, I have liked something.
Yeah.
And it's like Keith Urban is following you. I'm like, I don't like Keith Urban. I've never listened to a Keith Urban song. Creepy. Why am I getting... Because I like something that hashtagged him once. Right. TikTok is unhinged when it comes to interaction. And so with that, I'm just like, you know what? I would be okay with it if it was hilarious. But none of it is hilarious. Right. It's a bunch of influencers and it's a bunch of freaking TikTok shops, lives with people trying to sell hideous shirts and ugly purses. And I'm like, well, this is not my jam, man. Right. So now... what am I supposed to do? So enough with the Keanu Reeves. Yeah, it's like, I like him. I appreciate him, but I don't want to be inundated with a bunch of spam.
The user experience, I would agree with you, has gotten to where this is going to be
this is when they die.
Rudimentary. Like, it's like when we first started looking at it, I would say out of 10 videos, I probably thought 5 or 6 were funny or relevant or whatever. And now it feels like
I'm just
about
digging.
1 or 2 out of 10.
Well, it's funny because
it's either ads or it's not or influencers or I can't. And I stay too long on a video because I'm trying to figure out what it is, and now it's all I get.
So I have found myself going back to the meta universe, which I'm resentful of because I do like the idea of there being multiple options for
Facebook
for social media. Oh God, no, not Facebook, Instagram. So like Instagram has Reels, and they've been trying for years to compete with Vines and TikTok and all that shit. So finally, I don't know what they've done, but somehow they've made it friendly for funny people to do Reels over there. And so now I'm getting a lot of all the stuff that I need to thrive. I just want to see people fall. Is that so much to ask? God, it's just like, please just give me what I'm asking for. Anyway, I actually thought it was just hilarious at first. And now I'm like, okay, this is getting a little over the top. Like, okay, this was not even like, what in the hell happened?
John Wick.
God, it's insane. So the other thing is, so you and I have had some amazing experiences on our anniversary weekends.
Oh, did we switch gears?
Yes, I'm done with it. It's getting dumb. And so we have had, and I will pretty much say that our anniversary trips are me focused. Like I essentially decide, hey, that sounds like a great idea. And we do it.
Yeah.
And it's not one note or anything. We've done a million different, many different things. So I had the brilliant idea.
Well, you just have good ideas.
I just had the brilliant idea of saying, you know what? Next year, you're going to decide. We're going to do something that you would want to do. Fly fishing, cabiny, whatever, right? Okay. So this isn't the first time I've had this idea, by the way, of doing something like this, some kind of rustic anniversary, whatever. Mm-hmm. And so the other day I started looking and going, where could we go? We could go to Alaska. We could go to Wyoming. We could do, wherever there's some, great opportunities to see some wildlife, whatever. And every single time I feel like I get a stomach ache because nothing looks nice. Everything is ratty. And I'm like, I don't know if I can spend this kind of money for this dirty, used up wash rag of a house in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's so difficult.
What are you looking at? Why couldn't we do something nice but still like?
I started looking at Four Seasons in the West. Like, there has to, in Alaska, anywhere, there's got to be a nice place where we can stay. But no, like to get that real, thing. And the thing is I don't want to not do it. I need the sheets to not look like they're 40 years old.
So here's the thing.
Don't. Here's the other thing.
Don't what?
Here's the other thing I thought would be fun. I'm like, if we went somewhere like oceany, like I was thinking Alaska, we could get in kayaks in those little bays, and go fishing and stuff. Or we could do halibut fishing because I love halibut.
Not from a kayak.
I know, but I should be able to, I should see where a halibut comes from if I like it so much, right?
Okay.
So, and then I was telling Stephanie about this, and and then I saw the size of orcas that come when they're in those bays.
Yeah.
And what we all know what they've been doing to boat motors.
Yeah.
Because they're now trained to destroy boat motors, which, facts and fair point. They're too large. These creatures are significant.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could do that either because the halibut boats aren't very big. They're not big boats. They're just kind of like fishing vessels out in the seas. It's by like the Baltic Sea. And I'm like, okay, so far and then I have to wear those rubber suits and it's freezing and I have to hit something in the head to kill it, which I won't do. I won't do it.
You wouldn't have to do that, but
I wouldn't do it. No. You can do it.
No, they do it for you.
They have a good old beaten stick to kill the fish.
No, they just probably gaff it.
What does that mean? Hook. Do they stab it?
It's a hook, yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, I'm like, none of this sounds romantic or anniversary-esque. I don't know.
But let me.
Animals are large in Alaska, by the way. There's no small animals in Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What made you think that I would want to do that for an anniversary?
I don't know. I just was trying to think of something different and fun that was rustic because I know you like the wilderness, and I don't want to not experience things that you like. Although I've done enough camping, I never have to do that
I don't want to do the wilderness with you.
Well,
for all the reasons that you just laid out. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
but you would love all of those things.
Not for an anniversary.
What does it matter? That's my point. Is like, shouldn't we do other things besides 400 count sheets and room service?
Sure, but it doesn't have to be rustic and in a kayak with orcas. I mean, it can be. It doesn't have to even be cold.
It sounds terrifying. Although I'll tell you this. I would do all of those things minus the orcas because I don't really want to see one in the wild. They're scary. I know they don't kill people. I don't want to hear it. They'll knock me in the water and I'll die of
You've
scare.
Seen one in person before.
Not in the wild.
What's the difference?
A lot. They're feral out there.
Okay.
They're pods.
But they're not any bigger.
They're terrifying, first of all. Second of all, I would do the halibut and all that stuff before I would go on a cruise.
You could do halibut here. You don't have to do halibut in Alaska. If you said,
"Hey, why don't we just scrap all of this? We'll just get on a cruise." I'd be like, "No, I would rather be in the boat with the halibut."
The orcas.
No, I don't want any orcas. They're huge. They're scary.
I know you've said that.
No, I saw somebody in a kayak once and a bunch came around her and she's like, "Hi, I'm not going to hurt you." And I'm like, I'd be screaming.
I saw a video of two women in a kayak getting swallowed by a giant whale that was coming up to feed.
Are you fucking insane?
No, it literally came up like that and it got like that and then it let them out. But it closed its mouth on them and then let them out.
I would be dead.
Yeah.
I would be dead. There's no way I would survive that. My heart would explode.
They were just in a kayak and it was surfacing. It didn't know the difference. It was just coming up to grab a bunch of fish and it just went like that.
I would not survive. I don't know if I could live to tell that tale.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I mean, clearly. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know.
There's video of it too.
I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
The sea isn't meant for us.
It was crazy. I would probably pick out about 5 beach spots before I would pick something like that.
Well, I'm just trying my best to be well-rounded.
I love it. I think that, but I think we can do that. Like, I would like to go to Yellowstone and stay somewhere really, really nice, but we don't need to go out on the water. I mean, when's the last time you were on a boat of any kind?
I don't remember.
Exactly. It's not.
I'd like to keep it that way, to be fair.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's
a lot.
I mean, I don't want to shut things off completely. Like, I don't want to say I'll never do it. But
except for a cruise.
I don't want to do a cruise. Yeah. I just don't. Your mom's on one, and I'm sure she's having a wonderful time. But don't want to do it. I mean, I have heard that seeing Alaska, that's really the only way to see Alaska.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who would be like, oh, you don't know what you're missing, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, it's a giant toilet.
Yeah.
People are everywhere. It sounds
I
like a
dropped
nightmare
her off
to
on
me.
this boat. It
nightmare.
Is fucking massive.
They're so large.
The Crown Princess was very big. 600 rooms. Yeah.
Anything that goes on in a cruise,
yes,
I can do on land.
That's what Tom Papa says.
Well, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
It's true. Would you ever do like an African safari? Would you go to Africa? I would never say never, but it's definitely not a place I would necessarily want to go to.
Probably not. I mean, I never say never, but I would do that before a cruise.
You know what's
We
funny?
should have a whole segment on things we would do before we would go on a cruise.
Honestly, if the world was completely open and there was no war and there was no weirdness and no horrible people as far as like governments,
Yeah.
and I am not kidding when I say this, I would 100% go to Russia. 100%. I want to see the Black Forest. I want to even see Siberia. I want to see all of it. No interest in the deserts whatsoever. No interest in the Middle East. It's hot there. I have no interest in any of it.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely check out that part of the world. What's a weird place though you would go if there were no rules, like no scary things? Like if you could just go, hey, you know what? I'm going here. Where would you go? Is there anywhere?
Well, probably Egypt.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Cairo or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go there.
No, I know.
I don't want to go there.
Still too close to everything for me.
Well, in this world, there is no war. There's nothing. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I have thought of Egypt, but I've also heard Egypt is one of those places apparently that money really helps.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's not a place you want to go on a budget.
Right.
But I don't know. Anyway, is there anything that we would not do, or what is it? What did you say? What things
things we
do
would rather do than a cruise?
Than a cruise,
This
yeah.
is would you rather, and literally pick anything,
I'd
or
rather
go on a cruise.
I'd rather get braces.
There you go.
Rather get a pap smear.
Oh wow.
Well, it only takes 5 minutes. Who cares? And if he's good, you don't even feel it. She, whatever.
He, she good? Yeah.
But yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Would you rather go to a high school reunion or a cruise?
Oh my God. Or a high school reunion on a cruise.
Kill me now.
I mean, I guess I would go to the high school reunion. Because, I mean, at least I'd see a friendly face or two.
Would you rather? Oh, here, let me see. Now I'm going to get mean. I can't even say it.
Say it.
Would you rather go to a Kingdom Hall for 6 weeks straight?
Every day?
For all the meetings. So at least once. Or go on a cruise.
You're really... Well, how long is the cruise?
Or church of any kind.
How long is the cruise?
You know what? I'll give you a weekend cruise. I won't even make it a long European one. Just like
I have to go on the cruise. I can't.
I found one.
6 weeks of religious meetings. Come on. Would you rather?
Nailed it.
All right. I've got one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather go on a cruise?
Uh-oh.
Or...
Here it comes.
What? You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I bet I do. Go ahead.
Why do you think you know what I'm going to say?
I just do.
Or...
Okay.
A full family reunion.
Here it comes.
With your ex-wife's family.
I knew it.
But your daughter will be there, and so will your grandkids.
Cruise.
You would miss seeing your daughter and your grandchildren?
I can do that. That's like if you had said.
But you have to go to this family reunion.
Yeah, but I can see them another time. I don't have to go to this.
Damn it.
But I knew it was going to involve the ex. I could hear it in your voice.
Oh, do I have an X tone?
Yes, you do.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm trying to think what else you hate. You're such an easygoing human. God. So annoying. I hate everything and you hate nothing. You hate a thing.
A thing.
So unpleasant.
Sorry.
What are you even doing with someone like me? My God. Anyway.
You could do a cruise with an awkward moment theme.
Would you rather...
Hey, you're not going to give up.
Go on a cruise.
We're going to be here a long time.
Would you rather go on a cruise or foster pregnant cats and their kittens?
Cruise.
So you just want to go on a cruise then?
No.
Yes, this is what you're telling me.
No, you're picking. That's a terrible thing to pick. That's almost as bad as the ex.
Fostering pregnant cats?
Yes, it's terrible.
You don't even know if you would hate it.
I came upstairs today and there were 3 cats on my stairs.
And?
That's more than enough. Too many.
Foster. Foster. You don't keep them.
Yeah, but then your fucking house is filled with cats and cat pee and baby cats and cats that can't see. It's terrible.
Cats that can't see?
Yeah, because you said they were pregnant. They're going to give birth.
What?
Aren't they born with their eyes closed?
Well, yes, but they don't stay that way.
Well, no, but I'm not saying blind. I'm just saying they're a little weasel-looking thing. No.
Okay.
No,
you're going on terrible. A cruise. Well, you just want to go on a cruise, I think.
I don't.
You do.
No, I don't. I don't hate it as much as you do, but I don't want to go on one.
I just don't
I've been on one once. That was more than enough. Because it involved the ex.
All right. Well, I'm going to think of some other things.
Okay.
Not right now, but
I got some good
future.
ones. Yeah, I got you to take a cruise.
Well, I mean, religious for 6 months, for 6 weeks? That's insane. That's not even fair.
I know that is
for a
bad.
Weekend cruise where I can just sit somewhere. Hopefully, can I have a balcony of my own so I can just sit on the balcony? Sure. Although I have to tell you, I saw
Disney cruise.
Oh, God, that's even worse. And I like Disney stuff, but just not to that degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't need themes.
I think I told you
it's
this.
It's enough
but
being on a boat. I can't do it.
I'm sure you only go on a Disney cruise as without kids if you are probably a Disney adult. I can't imagine you going, that's the best cruise ever just for cruising purposes, but I could be wrong. So,
well, I mean, maybe it's good. I don't know. I don't know.
I saw this woman say, my husband set it up and thought I would love it. We went and I was like, it's not going to be great. I mean, Disney, you know, you're going to get the best service. You know, you're going to get the best food. You're going to get all the best stuff. However, the image in my head, she said, was just ship full of kids everywhere. No. And she goes, couldn't have been more opposite. They were so occupied.
Oh, right.
And they had so many things planned for the parents to do on their own and adults to do on their own.
Well, see, that's the problem.
We literally never saw kids unless you wanted to, except for the family activities, which we obviously didn't.
I would absolutely never unload my kids on some stranger on a boat. Never. That sounds like a really bad idea. I'm sure people are like, oh my God, you don't even know. And you're like, I don't know. And I would never do it. I would never bring a child on a cruise.
Yeah.
Personally. But again, maybe I'm just not normal, which I'm willing to admit. I'm sure there are people who are like, cruises are the best thing that ever happened, but they're not for me.
No
thanks. You throw an apple in the sea and see all the fish pop up. It's terrifying. No thanks.
Pass.
Oh God, the whole thing. Because there was a time I'm like, okay, well maybe I just need to go on a luxury cruise and then I will feel differently about cruises, right? So I looked up this luxury cruise that goes to Alaska. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll look at it. So they had pictures of like the room that you can rent or whatever. And so I was looking at, you have your own balcony and you can sit and you can look at the water. And so I went out on the Google, they have the 360 where you can look at everything. And so I went out on the balcony and the water, and it's moving. It's like actively shipping. And the war is so dark and so deep and it's daytime. And I'm like, I can't do this. Yeah. I can't do this. This is terrifying. I know that there's no way in hell that I would have been able to sail in the old days from like New York to Paris. You know how they used to do those like 3-month trip? No, never. I'd be like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not a traveler.
Not a Titanic girl.
I might do the train, and go somewhere, but I'm not getting on. I couldn't do it on those steamships. Oh God. Maybe in another life I died on the Titanic or something. Like maybe in a previous life.
Or the Titanic.
The Titanic. Where I got a tattoo of the Titanic.
Yes. On your tit.
I just can't. This huge aversion to sinking and drowning in the water and my fear of sharks. Maybe all of this happened to me.
Yeah, maybe
in a previous life.
Yeah, because you haven't really done boats.
Not a fan.
Like, how many times have you been on a boat?
Well, my dad had a jet boat when I grew up, so we were out on the lake quite a bit.
So lakes.
Very deep.
Yeah.
You know, we always would go way too close to the dam. And I was so afraid. And they were like, you know, the fish.
So you didn't even like it then.
The fish at the bottom of the dam I've heard they can eat a man. They're so large. No, that could be something that they just said. Course. But they're bottom feeders, like catfish, are down there. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know their life.
There's no man-eating catfish in the reservoir.
You do not know. If I Google Folsom Dam man-eating catfish, I bet something would come up. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't like it.
I know. But is there anything else? Like, did you go on you've been on a ferry before probably, right?
No.
No?
No. Huh. There was one time in my life, and please, I don't even know what I was thinking.
Oh.
I think it was aversion therapy. And tell me how I convinced my mother to do this. You know my mother.
Okay.
You know that she's not a woman who likes to get cold or wet, at all, right? Somehow I convinced her, and you remember this, and I think you didn't take it seriously because you knew I would never. But I was serious about this. I almost bought the tickets until I realized we couldn't go.
Oh, the shark.
Where we could go on a boat to the Farallon Islands in the Bay Area, in the Bay, San Francisco Bay, go to the Farallon Islands and look at great whites in the water. And they don't necessarily chum the water, but they go where they hang and you can get in a cage.
I remember that.
I wasn't going to get in the cage, but you can go onto the second deck and you can pay to be on the second deck and watch while everybody is doing the cages. And then when the great whites come up, you can see them from up top. Yeah. And they don't guarantee that you'll see them, but they never don't see them. Yeah. Especially out the Farallons, because that's where all the seals are, right?
Yep.
And I told my mom, I'm like, we have to do it. They only do it for a certain period of time because it's the breeding area. So it's like September through November, and everything had sold out, but they had something in November.
Yeah, and you have to get up early and
you have to be at the dock at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then
because it takes a couple hours to get out there.
There's red flags started hitting when I started really looking at it. The boat was recycled from the San Francisco Giants because the Giants used to have some kind of boat.
Oh.
That they would use for promotional stuff.
Okay.
And this shark excursion business bought it.
That sounds fair.
And so they're like, yeah. And so they're like, you just have to be at the dock at 5 a.m. And then, we go out there and the water does get choppy. But if you just,
I've fished out there before.
So I'm telling my mom that I'm going to do this. I'm like, I've got to get over my fear of boats and sharks. Like, I have to get over it. I feel like it's hindering my ability to enjoy life. And she's like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, okay. And so I said, well, it's November 12th. And she's like, all right. And I go, it's $100 a person. She goes, let's do it. I'm like, okay. Maybe she was high. I don't know. But then I told you about it. You're like, you realize that it's going to be incredibly tumultuous. It's probably going to be raining. Yeah. It's going to be so cold out there. And they don't even guarantee that you're going to see anything. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to. He's like, but you're on this. You were like, you'll be on the second deck out exposed. And I'm like, and then I'm like, and what if the ship sinks? What if it sinks and we're in great white infested waters? What will we do?
Yeah.
Swim to shore? Like, I didn't even know what to do. By that point, I had completely convinced myself that I wasn't going.
Bad idea.
Yes. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. And most people go, we don't go in November. Yeah. We go in September.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Not a good idea.
So I still am terrified of sharks and boats.
Oh, well. That's okay. You can avoid them both easily.
Yeah. Would you rather?
Oh, God.
Go on a cruise.
Okay.
Or keep talking.
Keep talking.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening to us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us. We are on Facebook and on TikTok. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been trying to post clips every week.
I'm very proud of you.
Little clips of our show so you can hear what we sound like if you haven't heard us completely. Rate and review, share all the things in the cluttered world of podcasting. I know we're competing against the likes of Will Ferrell.
It requires almost no effort because you can just yell at Alexa to play the Ugly Truth podcast and it'll do it.
Yes, we're high techie.
High techie.
So anyway, thank you. Stephanie will be back next week and we will have more shows to discuss. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, wrong button.